Okay, good morning, my friends. Good morning, our beloved lecturer, Ma'am Syafitri. First of all, let me introduce my group. I am Irmawani Lumbangaul as moderator, Mr. Herdianto Siringo and Mr. Driver Banjarnahor as the speakers. We are from Group 8. In this occasion, we would like to discuss about the implementation of curriculum in SMP and SMA Budiagung. As we know, implementing an independent curriculum can have several potential benefits for improving the quality of learning, including in private schools. Such a curriculum can offer greater flexibility, adaptability, and customization to meet the specific needs and interests of students. Now, we have two speakers here. They are from same school but different level. Mr. Herdianto is a teacher in SMP Budiagung and Mr. Driver is a teacher in SMA Budiagung. My first question for both of you is, has your school applied the independent curriculum? If yes, how long? If no, explain more and how. Please, Mr. Herdianto first.
Yes, thank you for the chance that given to me. Yes, I am a teacher in junior high school in Budiagung. I think that's interesting question for us as a teacher, and we have to know how we know the independent curriculum. So the question to us about, has my school applied the independent curriculum, and how long and how? Yes, of course. Our school has applied it for 2 years, and it's really effective for educators and students. So before I, as a teacher here, explore and apply the independent curriculum, we have to know what does it mean. So an independent curriculum can provide opportunities for creativity and English language development, and its effectiveness ultimately depends on various factors, including the quality of teachers' training, available resources, and ongoing support. Collaboration between educators, curriculum designers, and relevant stakeholders is crucial to ensure the curriculum students for successful implementation and its positive impact on students' language proficiency and creative abilities. And while we are using this curriculum, I think the teacher also suggested to be more creative and must master the technology that related to their needs. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Herdianto. So this is the second year for our school SMP Budiagung to apply the independent curriculum. Okay, now we
Yes.
will listen from Mr. Driver. Your time is yours.
Okay, thank you for the chance.
And the same question for you, Mr. Driver.
Okay, while to look about independent curriculum, yeah. In our school, especially in senior high school, this is our first years to apply for the independent curriculum. It means we don't have any experience in applying this curriculum. But as we know, the independent curriculum is a form of evaluation of a previous curriculum, namely the 2013 curriculum. In independent curriculums that we already learned, yeah, from uh, the trainers that we have invited to our schools, yes, students are no longer forced to study a subject that are not their main interest. Therefore, a learning models is needed to support this independent curriculum's implementation. One suitable learning models to implement the curriculum is a project-based learning models. So we still need adaptation in applying this curriculum, especially in our school. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rivers. So this is the first year for your school, and you haven't had experience about how to apply the independent curriculum. Okay, I hope you can create as best as you can to be a English teacher. Okay, my next question is, if we talk about quality of learning, is there any difference between Kurtilas or Curriculum 2013 curriculum and independent curriculum, especially in English? Please explain your opinion and also your experience. Now we go to Mr. River first.
Okay, as I had told you before, this is our first years to apply in this curriculum, but I will explain you generally about what is the differences between the Kurtilas and also independent curriculum. Previously, the 2013 curriculum was known as a teacher's as the character education, curriculum. The curriculum was able to integrate 21st century skills. Every individuals need 21st century skills designs an ideal curriculum for 2013 to strengthen critical thinking skills, including core subject, diverse learning models, and creative uh, teaching. After changes or revision to the previous curriculums, educational institutions can carry out the educational process with the Merdeka Belajar Learning Curriculum or independent curriculum. The teachers does not force students to master knowledge, but help students organize learning objective processes and assessment to develop competence. The concept of independent curriculum learning in that learning is not just memorizing formulas, but reasoning and solving problems, and learning is not judged by large number, but meaningful work. That's all I think for my explanation about what is the differences between the 2013 curriculums and independent curriculums. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So the focus is how the students get the knowledge. They are not only memorizing, but they understood. They know how to apply in their daily life. Okay, now how about your opinion, Mr. Herdianto, please?
Okay, thank you for the chance again. Yeah, junior high school, I mean in SMP Budi Agung, I think we have applied the curriculum Merdeka, and now the question is, the differentiate between Kurtilas and independent curriculum. So, my answer, of course, it has a differentiate between them, refers to independent curriculum and Kurtilas. So let me explain you first the differentiate between them. The first one is Kurtilas curriculum. Kurtilas curriculum refers to the national curriculum used in Indonesia, known as Curriculum 2013. It is standardized curriculum developed by the Indonesian Ministry of Education and Culture. The curriculum outlines the objectives, content, and assessment guidelines for various subjects, including English. And I have here some of the positive or pro for the curriculum 13 or Kurtilas. The first one is standardize the approach. The Kurtilas curriculum provides a structured framework and standard guidelines for teaching and learning English, ensuring consistency across schools. And the second one, alignment with national standards. It is designed to meet the educational goals and standards set by the Indonesian government. And the third, resource availability. Since it is a widely adopted curriculum, there may be a greater availability for resources such as textbooks and teaching materials specially designed to align with the Kurtilas curriculum. Okay, and how about the contra, or we can say negative, yeah? The first one for Kurtilas curriculum, it is limited flexibility. Yeah, limited flexibility. It means that the standardized nature of the Kurtilas curriculum may limit teachers' ability to adapt instruction to the specific needs and interests of individual students. And the next is lack of autonomy. Okay, this is the contra or negative for Kurtilas curriculum, yeah, lack of autonomy. Teachers may have less freedom to explore alternative teaching methodologies or choose materials outside the prescribed curriculum. And the next is potential for rote learning. The emphasis on exam-focused education within the Kurtilas curriculum may lead to a focus on rote memorization rather than fostering critical thinking and communication skills in English. Okay, so now we are going to explain about the independent curriculum. So here, the independent curriculum generally refers to educational programs or approaches that are designed and implemented independently by schools or educators. These curriculum are not tied to national or standardized frameworks and offer more flexibility and autonomy in designing the curriculum content and teaching method. So the positive here for curriculum, independent curriculum, it is flexibility and customization. Yeah, independent curriculum can be tailored to meet the unique needs, interests, and goals of the students and the school community. Next, here also about the independent curriculum, innovative teaching method. Independent curriculum often encourage the use of creative and student-centered teaching approaches which can promote active learning and engagement. And then here also, the curriculum independent focus on critical thinking. Independent curriculum may prioritize the critical thinking skills, problem solving abilities, and communication skills in English, as they are not bound by rich exam oriented standards. But here also, the contra or negative, the independent curriculum, it is lack of standardization. And then resource challenges. And the third one or the last of the contra of independent curriculum, it is limited recognition. Independent curriculum may not be recognized or accredited by educational authorities or institution outside of the specific school or educational organization. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Herdianto. You have explained both of positive and negative side from both of the curriculum. And as we know that independent curriculum, as from your explanation, that the teacher are free or independent to create, to design the planning or the teaching in their class. And also the most important is that here is the student center that we want to apply in independent curriculum. Okay, next, maybe the last but not least, so based on your explanation from both of you, do you agree that an independent curriculum will make teachers and students more creative and able to use English well? And how? Okay, maybe Mr. Driver first.
Well, talk about independent curriculum will make teachers and students more creative and able to use English well. And how? Yeah, for me as a teachers, especially English teachers, yeah, I will say yes. Yeah, independent curriculum will make students and also teachers more creative. Uh, using the independent curriculum. Yeah, as we know, yeah, teachers' creativity in developing learning activities that are not limited to the classroom, because it's the key to the successful implementation of independent curriculum. Yeah, even though teachers conduct online learning, yeah, they can create activities to provide opportunities for students to explore inquiry method. Well, independent curriculums designs to encourage teachers to learn more independently, collaborate, and with learning communities, and also prefers materials ranging from policies, guidelines, and model that can inspire. Furthermore, teachers are being provided space to share their work. Yes, such space and to allow teachers opportunities to be as creative as possible. However, teachers in its schools must also continue to receive assistance to prevent implementations distortions. The central governments can collaborate with local government in this regard. Schools, yeah, are also the closest to school supervisor who come almost every week to supervise the teachers. Yeah, there must be a structure, mechanism from the center to the school level through the education service, including supervisor. As previously known, there are two ways in which the independent curriculum can be implemented so that the teachers and also the students can have a creative learning. Yeah, there must be structure mechanism from the center. Uh, okay, the first one, yeah, as a previous knowns, there are two ways in which the independent curriculum that I had told you before can be implemented. First, through the initiator schools, where the principal must go through a selection first and then get assistance and funding. The second way, in independent programs, where in the implementation of the independent curriculum is carried out by school independently. Yeah, both ways should receive equal assistance in accordance with a principle of fair, democratic, and non-discriminatory education. I think that's for me.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Rivers. So you are great in explanation about the teacher and the student will be creative, and also there are so many factors that to make the school will be the best student for the student, include the principal, and also there are many things that must join or collaboration to build the situation in the school to be independent. Okay, now we will listen from the Mr. Herdianto, please.
Okay, thank you. I think this question, of course, related to the previous question. Yeah, because I have already explained to all of us the differentiate between curriculum and then independent curriculum. So I'll give you the simple answer about this question. Do you agree that independent curriculum will make teachers and students more creative and able to use English well, and how? Yes, my question. Yes, of course, absolutely. Yeah, it will make the teachers and students more creative and able to use English well. Why? Because this curriculum teach us how we use that technology well, and of course, it has already prepared the tutorial how we use it. Okay, it is important to note that the impact of a curriculum on the quality of learning depends on various factors, including the implementation, teacher competence, availability of resources, and students' engagement. Both the Kurtilas curriculum and independent curriculum have their own strengths and weakness, and the choice between them ultimately depends on the specific content, goals, and priorities of the educational institution or individual educators. That's my answer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Herdianto. So here that the most important is that the curriculum on the quality of learning depends on the various factors from teacher, from the teacher ability for this resource, and also from the students. And all of them, the easiest is they know how to use the technology well. Okay, thank you. And my last question for both of you is, there is a famous quotation in independent curriculum that is, didiklah anak sesuai zaman dan kodratnya. It means that as a teacher, we must teach the students based on their worth and also their characteristic. Now, what do you think about the quotation, and do you agree with that statement? We start from Mr. Herdianto.
Yes, okay. Thank you. For the next questions, thank you for the moderator, Miss Irma. So if we let me read in bahasa first ya. Didiklah anak sesuai zaman dan kodratnya. Yes. For this quote or this statement, totally I agree. Yeah, that's nice quote, and I totally agree about that. Where we as a teacher have to know their needs, and we cannot apply an ancient education into the new generation, or usually we call generasi Z. Yeah, so now it is generasi Z for us to teach the students, so we cannot make an ancient education for them, because it is 360 the differentiate between the ancient education and now. So um, as a teacher, there are several strategies you can apply to encourage students to study English and foster the happiness in learning process. For the first one, it is create a positive and inclusive learning environment. Establish a classroom atmosphere and promotes positively respect and inclusivity. Encourage students to participate actively, share their thoughts, and support one another. A positive environment can enhance students' motivations, um, and enjoyment of the learning process. The second one, incorporate engaging and interactive activities. Integrate a variety of activities into your English lessons to make them more interactive and enjoyable. For example, you can include group discussions, debates, role plays, games, multimedia resources, and real life tasks that relate to the students' interests and experience. Such activities can make the learning experience more dynamic and engaging. And the third one, personalize the learning experience. Recognize and address the diverse needs and interests for your students. Offer opportunities for students to explore topics or themes that they are passionate about within context of English learning. Allow students to choose projects or assignments that align with their interests, fostering a sense of ownership and motivation. And the fourth, I can say, use authentic materials and real world context. Incorporate authentic materials such as news articles, videos, songs, or literature into your English lessons. Connecting the language to real world context can make the learning more meaningful and relevant to the students' lives. It can also help them develop practical language skills that they can apply outside the classroom. And the fifth, provide constructive feedback and praise. Offer specific and constructive feedback to the students to help them improve their English skills. Recognize their progress and effort through praise and encouragement. Positive reinforcements can boost students' confidence and motivation to continue learning. Okay, and the sixth, integrate technology. Yeah, this is important for us as a teacher and students also. Utilize technology tools and resources to enhance and learning experience. Interactive language learning apps, online language and change platforms, multimedia resources, or virtual field trips can add an element of fun and novelty to the English learning process. And the last, foster a growth mindset. Encourage a growth mindset among your students by emphasizing that intelligence and language skills can be developed through effort, practice, and resilience. Help students set realistic goals, celebrate their achievements, and guide them through challenges. Remember that every student is unique and their sources of happiness and motivation may differ. Therefore, it's essential to get to know your students individually, understand their interests, and adapt your teaching strategies accordingly. By creating a supportive and engaging learning environment, you can inspire students to study English and make their learning experience a joyful one. Thank you, Miss Irma.
Okay, great explanation, Mr. Herdianto. So the teacher really creative here, and the student I think will be happy while they are in the classroom. Okay, there are so many methods and strategies that you have explained. Uh, that means that as a teacher, we must know what the student needs. Okay, now we go to Mr. Brever, please.
Okay, thank you. Uh, it is a great quotation. I think this quotation come from Ali bin Abi Talib, which say that didiklah anak-anakmu sesuai dengan zamannya, karena mereka hidup bukan di zamanmu. It's a good quotation, and I totally agree what Mr. Erdi already explained. And then I will try to explain you with a different perspective. Maybe what should parents do to protect them, yeah, to protect their children, yeah, in this era, in this technology era. Okay, character education for children must be in accordance with the era, must be adapted to the local environmental conditions of the child so that it is more effective. The characters of today's children is very different from those of us who are parents now, yeah, where the challenges in this digital era are a very big influence. Parents must equip their children with a solid religious theology so that children are not easily to influenced by negative things. Currently, the biggest challenges is digital technology such as social media. Some will able more easily influence when entering the virtual world, especially teenagers who are just at puberty. Parents must equip their children with a strong religious content so that the influence of digital media is not easily absorbed by a child. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mr. River. Okay, I think you are a great teacher, yeah, and I believe your class will be very creative, and the student will be happy Okay, we hope that independent curriculum will change our mindset. So the student center we will apply and the creative teacher will with the creative student. Okay, that's all our presentation, our discussion this morning, and thank you for listening, and thank you, Ma'am Sia Fitri. See you for the next occasion. Goodbye.
Goodbye. See you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.